to the latest and the greatest edition of Snowman in the Morning on this Monday, March 11th. Can you believe that? March 11th, 2019. We're almost a quarter of the way into the year already. Holy cow. Where has the time gone? Well, it's Monday, March 11th, and this is the best way to start your day with Snowman in the Morning. You can email us at snowmaninthemorning@gmail.com. The phone number you need is 888-491-5382, 888-491-5382. On our social media, on Facebook, look at /SIT Morning. The Twitter address you need is at SIT Morning. The Instagram address you need is the full name, Snowman in the Morning. Find us on iTunes, Spreaker, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Spotify, Breaker, Stitcher, and, of course, YouTube, which we're trying to get hooked up right now. We're going to be a few minutes into the program while we get that hooked up, so stay with us, okay? Just be patient. Well, if you don't get the full program on our YouTube channel, and that's what we're trying to promote. We're trying to promote Facebook Live and YouTube so we can get some more subscribers and get some more people to tune in. In fact, I'm going to give my Facebook Live a whirl right now. And while I do that, let me tell y'all, Snowman in the Morning is presented in part by our partner, by Dr. Chica's Flavor Mixes. Dr. Chica's goal is to help you create delicious desserts that are made from the finest natural ingredients. The homemade taste will remind you of the good old days. She offers a variety of fun flavors and colors in our all-in-one flavor mixes or our ready-to-eat sweet potato pies. Visit drchicaflavormixes.com. Order today. Free shipping on all orders. drchicaflavormixes.com. Test the difference. Snowman in the Morning also presented in part by Game Day Guide, providing sports fans the travel capabilities and ticket essentials to support their favorite team while they play under the pressure of away games. Remember, there is no such thing as an away game with Game Day Guide. Visit them online at game-day-guide.com. And, of course, Snowman in the Morning is presented in part by ProPicks, a premier handicapping site supplying good picks on good games and great chances to cash in. Right now, if you log on to ProPicksNow.com, which is now going to be ProPicksReplay.com, either one of those two sites, and sign up with the affiliate MyBookie with the code ProPicks, they'll add 50% extra onto your deposit up to $1,000. 21 and over. Please, please, please gamble responsibly. All right. Where do I start this morning? Do I start with Antonio Brown having a landing spot? Do I start with Case Keenum having a landing spot? And let me make this announcement as well. Due to a death in the family, Mike Debate will not join me this week to talk football. I told him take the week to get yourself situated. He wanted to come on midweek. I said no. Take the full week. Do what you need to do. Take care of family. That's how I roll. Family first before anything. I beg your pardon. Before anything else. So Mike will be back with me next week to discuss all the happenings in the NFL. All right, then. I was wondering, where do I start this week? Do I start with Antonio Brown? Do I start with Case Keenum? Where do I start this week? Oh, I know where I'll start this week. And it's pretty damn simple. The Warriors lost to the Phoenix Suns last night, 115-111. And panic has set in, or should I say, a riot has set in with all other fans of the NBA except Warrior fans. Let me explain something to y'all, okay? Champions can be beat at any time. This includes the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors have been wildly inconsistent since the All-Star break. Let me say that again. The Warriors have been wildly inconsistent since the All-Star break. And yet, they still sit 23 games over 500. They still sit in first place in the Western Conference. When the Splash Brothers go a combined 7 for 28, it doesn't matter which team they play. When they lose Kevin Durant to an ankle injury against a young Phoenix Suns team that's going to make some noise in a couple of years, we got a problem. But it is only March. It is not May or June when a horrid performance like this goes unscolded. And believe me, Steve Kerr will give these boys a talking to. Now, again, keep in mind, the Golden State Warriors have been wildly inconsistent since the All-Star break, and they still sit 44-21 in the Western Conference. A game-and-a-half lead over the Denver Nuggets, who they pounded on Friday in Oakland. The only thing that scares me right now is the fact that the Warriors are inconsistent at home. They're inconsistent at home. 5 20-point can't talk this morning. I'm sorry. 5 20-point losses at Oracle Arena this season. That's unheard of. You don't walk into Oracle Arena and pound the Warriors into the dirt, but yet the Milwaukee Bucks beat them by 23. The Toronto Raptors beat them by 20. The Lakers beat them by 26. But you know the best part, except for Toronto, they got swept by Toronto because they lost in 4 in overtime up in Canada. You know what the greatest part is about this season? When teams hand you an ass whooping like that on your own floor, you get to go to their floor and kick their ass. And send them a message, you don't come into our house and push us around. The only 2 teams that scare me with losses like that are Milwaukee and Toronto. And we don't have to see either of them until June, and I doubt we see either of them. Matter of fact, the worst loss they got, the worst loss handed to the Warriors this year came courtesy a week ago against the Boston Celtics. 128-95. The worst loss at Oracle Arena in Steve Kerr's run. And panic set in everywhere. Panic set in all over the place. Oh, my God, the Warriors got beat by the Celtics. Shut up. Just plain shut up. Okay? I would rather take losses like that now than losses like that in May or June when you're supposed to be getting tired in defense of your title. But you find that extra gear. Okay? You find that extra push that you're looking for. Okay? I would take a loss like that in a heartbeat. I would take a loss like that now so that I can know my team can correct the mistakes that they made, especially last night when giving up a 13-point first quarter lead. This has been the Warriors' problem in this entire dynastic run. They let teams back in the game. They've been doing that since Steve Kerr became the coach, and yet they still found a way to wind up on top. And don't throw 2016 in my face, talking about, oh, well, they didn't win in 2016. Folks, if you didn't see the handwriting on the wall in 2016, then you haven't been paying much attention, have you? You really haven't been paying that much attention. Come on, y'all. Everybody that watched the 2016 NBA Finals, and I'm going to repeat this till I'm blue in the face, And I'm pretty dark right now, but I'm going to repeat this until I'm blue in the face, and y'all know this to be true. When the Warriors lost in 2016, the Cleveland Cavaliers were granted the sports world's ultimate stimulus package. Because Draymond Green was busy kicking the Cavaliers' ass the first 4 games of the year. So what does LeBron James do? He whines to the NBA and asks and begs them to look into a suspension for Draymond Green because he knows Draymond Green was busy locking him up. You take Draymond Green out of the equation, Andrew Bogut is lost to an injury, Andre Iguodala is lost to an injury, and it takes them a while to get back into it, lose all those guys by Game 5 of the NBA Finals, plus the fact that LeBron got dry snitched and got Draymond Green suspended, which was bullshit in my opinion, but I digress. Yeah, they're going to erase that 3-1 deficit, but there's all kinds of asterisks. I can't pronounce the plural of that word. I beg your pardon, and I apologize. There's all sort of asterisks to that series that's not even funny. So don't even hand me the 2016 NBA Finals. Don't even hand me that. Because as far as I'm concerned, that was an anomaly. It was an anomaly. How the hell are you going to tell me that's the greatest comeback in NBA Finals history when there's so many mitigating circumstances and mitigating factors to that? But again, I digress. Let's get back to 2019. And I will say again, and I got a fellow by the name of Michael Hogue who thinks he can get the best of me and talk sports crap to me. And he even said yesterday, I'll say some stuff about your teams that'll make you cry. Michael Hogue, listen to me carefully. You can't do that. You can't do that. And I mean this playfully, considering you're the fan of a few teams that haven't won a title at all. Mainly the Purdue Boilermakers, and I'll get to them a little bit later on in the show. But he always criticized me. He and others have always criticized me and said, you never have anything bad to say about the Warriors. Well, one, because they actually play ball. And two, the Warriors have plenty of faults. The Warriors have plenty of faults. I said one of them. They let teams back in the game. They hit lulls during the game, but they, unlike the Miami Heat of old, unlike the Lakers right now, unlike the Cavs with anytime LeBron was on the team, and I hate saying that because it's the truth, they know how to turn it on. Now, unfortunately, I believe the Warriors are going to be without Kevin Durant for a couple of games due to an ankle sprain. But they've won before without Kevin Durant. And don't you even get it in your mind right now that the Warriors are going to lose Kevin Durant in the offseason. They're not. Now, I will be happy to turn this microphone on and say I was wrong should that event happen. Should that event happen, I will be glad to say I was wrong with Kevin Durant being lost to free agency. But, folks, I don't see it happening. I really don't. Do the Warriors have some problems to fix? Yes. They've lost a couple of games in the past 2 weeks where they could have easily sealed the game from the free throw line, and a couple of defensive possessions would have gotten them a win. Last night was one of them. If they play defense at all during the second quarter, they blow them out by 30. But it is what it is. And I hardly use that phrase, so y'all know how I'm feeling if I use that. It is what it is. It happens. It happens. Happens to the worst of teams, happens to the best of teams. But the Warriors know they got some problems to fix. Klay Thompson said, we need more energy from our fans. I think the fans are becoming a little bored with the Warriors winning. The Warriors fans themselves, they want to see them blow everybody out by 30 points, and for the most part in the past 4 years, they have. Until this year, and I'm not even counting last year when the Warriors were not challenged until the Western Conference Finals, and they won said Western Conference Finals on the road. Let's dive into a few numbers here. In this run by the Warriors that I believe started the day they drafted Stephen Curry, so we're talking about 2009. Okay? Yes, they didn't start winning championships until 2015, but unlike what LeBron James has gone through and had his career handed to him for 16 years, the Warriors, including Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, the biggest parts of their core, had to go through a progression. They had to go through a progression. Okay? They had to go through a progression and get their team to the point where they are right now, which is two-time defending champions, on their way to winning a third, even with a hiccup last night. When the playoffs start, it's on. Okay? Many have said that about LeBron James and the Cavaliers or the Miami Heat after they suffered a mind-blowing loss last night. And believe me, it was a mind-blowing loss last night when you lose to the worst team in the league. The team with the worst record in the league. I know, it's mind-boggling, isn't it? But you know what? I'd rather take all these problems now than trying to deal with them in April like the Warriors have done 2 of the last 3 years. And the reason I say that is because they absolutely need a wake-up call, and they got one. They've gotten several over the course of this year. Several. But, folks, now is not the time to panic. It is very that the Warriors could limp into the playoffs the same way they did last year. He didn't come back until Game 2 of the West against the New Orleans Pelicans. And even that series contained a 20-point blowout loss. I echo Sylvester Stallone as Rocky Balboa when speaking like this. It's not about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take. An absolute of the people that supposedly follow the NBA and think, oh my God, the Warriors are in trouble. No, they're not. No, they're not. They're not, and don't even think that they are. They're not. They're going to be fine. They're absolutely going to be fine. And for those of you who think otherwise, just please, just I think the Warriors found out last night they can't take any game for granted, especially being the defending champions, striving for a three-peat, and striving to keep everything going. They already know they can't take it for granted. It's just not going to happen. And what makes this so much fun is the Warriors know that, and they can figure it out.